Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Ashley Raz, aka TrashTag Girl, and I am here with another episode of Wasted Spaces. Today, we are going to be talking about sex. Yes, we are going to be talking about sex, and I had to pray before this. But y'all should have known that this was a topic that was coming down the pipeline because I mean it comes with the trashy territory, and it's the second most sensitive topic next to talking about God. So I have recently came across a post from Planned Parenthood in their sex ed series, in particular one on virginity. So I thought that this would be a good opportunity for me to dive in on this topic and drop some knowledge and hopefully not make more enemies. So who knows? Anyways, let's start with some definitions. We can't talk about sex without first defining it, but today we are not discussing sexuality, gender, or anything getting into specifics about strictly focusing on sexual acts at a higher level and examining them and how it relates to virginity. So sex is defined as an act of intercourse, a mutual exchange that involves penetration, entering of one person's vagina, anus, or mouth by another person for the sexual gratification, pleasure, and satisfaction of one or both parties. Sexual is defined as feelings or activities that are connected with the act of sex or with people's desire for sex. Next, we need to define virginity. But before I give the Planned Parenthood definition, which I believe is a part of their agenda, I'm going to propose a more comprehensive definition that's inclusive to not only just the overall idea of virginity, but to the religious aspect of it as well. The first definition of virginity is a spiritual principle, being of spiritual purity, abstaining from sexual acts before marriage, and staying away from sexual immorality, lust-based sins. The second, virginity, is a physical concept of not having had a sexual experience, meaning the observing, encountering, or undergoing of sex-related things. And lastly, Planned Parenthood lazily defines it as a weird word because it means different things to different people. But you could say the same thing for sexuality, or prejudice, or immature, or stupid, or fat, or stinky. Anyway, we'll get back to that later. Now, leading into acts that are misconceived as safer, acceptable, virgin sexual acts. You have masturbation, which is the stimulation and manipulation of one's own genitals, especially to orgasm, sexual self-gratification. And sexting, meaning you're using your phone, camera, or computer to take or send sexual messages or images, usually selfies. And this exposes you to a high chance of blackmail or being scammed. So proceed with caution. So masturbation and sexting are sexual acts, and even though they are considered safer with less physical sexual conduct taking place, you're still penetrating yourself or someone else that's either on the other side of the phone, camera, or computer. You're also acting on the fleshly desires and temptations that come from immoral thoughts and immoral reactions towards these sexual acts and towards the other person that might be involved, or the other person or people that you see if you're watching porn and masturbate. Yes, they both are considered safer than sexual intercourse. And if you are already sexually active and wish to decrease or move towards abstinence, these are options that are a lot better for you, but they come with risk as well, which is another topic for another day. I already had mentioned the risk of sexting, but with masturbation, there's a high probability of getting addicted to porn. So those are the risks that are involved. But lastly, you're not holding yourself to the true principles of virgin purity. Abstinence is a form of fasting. In 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verses 3 through 5, says, God's will is for you to be holy, so stay away from all sexual sin. Then each of you will control his own body and live in holiness and honor, not in lustful passion like the pagans who do not know God and his ways. And this is from the New Living Translation. So when you're acting out in your fleshly desires, you're not in control of your body, emotions, and mental state. This is how people become addicted to sex and engage in lustful immorality such as rape, adultery, wet dreams, seduction, unnatural vice, and simple fornication. Yes, sex is a foundation of our human nature, but why would you want to live your life being controlled by your sexual desires? God knows the power of sexual urges, and in order for us to have control over our bodies, we must learn to control our desires, emotions, and honor ourselves. So let's recap. For my fapping capping crew, sneaking on Cornhub, the closet freaks who over-sexualize their existence on social media, the over-religious who swear in Jesus' name they won't drop their drawers, but their sneaky link touch it, or the rats who like blurting out sexual vulgarities. All y'all been lost y'all virginity. So stop playing. Like, if we going by the definitions that I just gave, that virginity is gone. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get to the nitty-gritty of sex ed. How do we effectively teach about abstinence, safe sex, teen pregnancy, sexual abuse, and STI prevention? We can start by stopping the back and forth comparisons of what teaching methods show better statistic values, because they all are relatively the same. Neither have improved in prevention in the past 20 years. And also there's the factor that only a little over half of our nation's schools still offer comprehensive sex education. So Planned Parenthood and the sex education continuum, instead of attempting to dismiss each other's teaching methods as either unethical or ineffective in preventing teen pregnancy and STDs, stop continuously focusing on the same dull teachings, because it's all lacking to address modern critical sex-related issues in society. Have y'all ever thought that maybe the fight isn't against abstinence teaching, but really a fight against misinformation and lack of awareness and engagement? In closing, I'd like to make a few recommendations. Instead of teaching so much about abortion and the various acts of sex, which really just makes it more intriguing for our youth, why not teach about sexual behavior control, sex-related addictions, real stories from thriving teen parents, the day in the life of getting treated and overcoming a sexually transmitted illness, or safety against online sexual exploitation? The list can go on and on. We need to be teaching our teens more than just the basics if we really want to see a change, because our youth is being bombarded by popular culture to live hypersexual lifestyles, and it's only getting worse. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Wasted Spaces with me, Ashley Raz. And if you haven't already, please drop a like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. I truly appreciate it all. So until next time, peace and blessings.